Coca Cola, Microsoft, Cheez Whiz. The world's most famous logos are instantly recognizable even without context. But did you know that many of their designs contain hidden secrets? For example, the Pringles logo tells the ancient tale of a Mongolian serial killer. NASA's emblem contains a hidden reference to Area 51. And the logo for Whiteout hints at its founder's history with the KKK. These are all, of course, complete lies. But the real entries we've got are still pretty interesting, so settle down and prepare to have your mind partially blown in our list of 10 hidden messages in famous logos. Number 10. The U.S. Cyber Command. I remember my days cybering on Yahoo Chat with my other cute teens. But this has nothing to do with that. At least I think not. The U.S. Cyber Command is an armed unit which conducts electronic warfare, information, and cyberspace operations on behalf of the NSA. I'm not sure why these people need to be armed to sit in front of a laptop and read through Hillary's secret emails, but apparently they do. Anyway, aside from a pretty badass-looking eagle, their logo also contains 32 letters and numbers inside the inner gold ring. And if you run these through an MD5 cryptographic hash, which is something I assume involves stoners, you'll be given the U.S. Cyber Command's mission statement. But if you can't be bothered to figure it out, we'll just put it on the screen right now. It ain't that interesting, to be honest. At number 9, Google. The way Google's logo is displayed on their homepage changes all the time, as it's often used to commemorate certain events or celebrations. Curiously, they've never tried to incorporate October 18th's World Vasectomy Day into the logo, even though it could easily be done using the 2-letter O's. But I digress. The original logo, comprising of 2 blue letters, 2 red letters, and 1 green and yellow letter piece, may seem dull on the surface, but those crazy cats at Google apparently wanted this to symbolize playfulness. The color pattern, broken up by the mixed-up order and insertion of non-primary color, is supposed to reference Google being a company that does not play by the rules. Wow! Steady on there, you maverick renegades. Next, you'll be using Comic Sans in italics. 8. Apple. The half-eaten Apple logo is an iconic emblem which accurately depicts my own experience with their products. I took one bite, didn't like the taste, and now I insist on telling everyone I know how great bananas are. But what is the story behind this missing chunk of fruit? We're not quite sure, as there are a few interpretations regarding its origin. The use of a bitten apple has been said to represent the story of Eve taking forbidden fruit from the tree of knowledge. But the logo's designer Rob Janoff says otherwise, claiming it was merely intended to help people realize it was an apple and not a cherry. Steve Jobs himself said that the use of an apple, or as I call them, circle pears, was linked to his own belief in a fruitarian diet. But one of the most intriguing explanations concerns the British computer genius Alan Turing. You know, that guy Benadryl Cumberdlumdamander Poo-Poo played an imitation game. Turing was instrumental in helping the Allies crack the German Enigma codes during World War II. But after being found guilty by a British court for being a homosexual, he was forced to undergo chemical castration in a brutal attempt to cure his homosexuality. Turing later killed himself with cyanide, with a half-eaten apple discovered beside his dead body. This would be a fitting tribute if true, but nobody's quite sure if it is. Meh, this is the era of fake news. Screw it, let's just pretend. 7. NBC. Those of us with 2 working eyes can clearly see that the NBC logo is a peacock. But what does it mean? Well, back when many people still owned black and white television sets, NBC was itself owned by an electronics company called RCA. RCA made color televisions. And to convince the public to buy this newfangled contraption, they decided to use the vivid nature of NBC's logo to tempt them. It was as if they were saying, "Hey, losers, look at all the pretty colors you're missing out on, you monochrome hobos." Initial designs involving a rainbow were rejected as too obvious, and one which used a butterfly was seen as too tame, but the peacock logo worked like a charm. And now, thanks to this piece of marketing genius, folks all over America can enjoy the bright orange tones of Alec Baldwin's Donald Trump makeup in full glorious Technicolor. In at number 6, BMW. Oh, this one's pretty simple. BMW, which stands for Bayerischer Motorenwerker, started off as an aircraft engine manufacturer before switching to motorcycles in 1923 and automobiles in 1928. The BMW logo pays homage to their aviation origins by using the white sections against a blue background to depict a propeller moving through the sky. Oh wait, that's not true. It's just the Bavarian flag. Sorry, every other fact channel on the internet, you done goofed. However, what is true is that the reason the whole thing is encompassed in a large black circle is because most people who drive Beamers are giant gaping assholes. Wow, BMW really knows their customers. At number 5, Amazon. Now I know what you're thinking. There's barely anyone left on the earth who doesn't know that the Amazon logo arrow, which points from A to Z, represents the fact that you can buy literally anything from them. Adult baby diapers, windshield wipers, replacement handles for those little cocktail umbrellas. You name it, they stock it. Also, that arrow is supposed to look a little bit like a smile too, but that's not why it makes our list. No, screw hidden messages for a moment. Because did you know that the Amazon logo used to be animated? For a short while, if you visited Amazon.com, that little orange arrow would emerge from the A and gradually reach out towards the Z. Until people realized this looked a lot like a slowly growing... Then they got rid of it. Number 5, Pepsi. Here's a picture of the old Pepsi logo. And here's a picture of the new Pepsi logo created in 2008. What's the difference? About $100 million in the meaning of life, duh. Despite pumping a buttload of money into their rebrand, nobody really knew what message Pepsi's logo was supposed to be giving off at first. Until a year later, a 27-page document called Breathtaking Design Strategy was leaked. This report revealed that the new logo for everyone's second favorite cola draws on feng shui, the golden ratio, the Earth's magnetic field, and the theory of relativity, with the result being a corporate emblem which apparently represents everything good that man has ever done. Well, I'll be. So the next time you ask for Coke and the server says, "Is Pepsi okay?" you should reply with, "Yes, for it is the pinnacle of human achievement." Unless it's Pepsi Max, then you can go f*** yourself. At 3, Gillette. See that little nick underneath the hook of the G and the dot at the top of the I? These small alterations are supposed to represent the sharpness and precision of Gillette razors. But to me, they look like a mistake, making them a constant reminder of all those times I accidentally cut a gash in my face trying to give myself a dictator mustache. 2. Sports. There are many sports emblems which contain hidden symbols and logos. The Milwaukee Brewers uses the pocket and webbing of a baseball mitt to form the letters M and B. The Tour de France contains a cyclist sat on the world's most uncomfortable bike seat, and the Manchester City's recent switch back to their old circular emblem uses negative space to beautifully illustrate the number of empty seats seen each week at the Etihad Stadium. But one of the strangest sports badges is this one, which represents a team from the Czech Republic called Bohemians. What the heck does a kangaroo have to do with a Central European soccer team? Well, this weird logo illustrates the story of how Bohemians toured Australia to play a series of exhibition matches back in 1927. Australia was so thankful for Bohemians' help in raising the profile of soccer in the country that they presented the team with 2 live kangaroos as a gift. The kangaroos were taken back to Prague under the care of one of the Bohemian players. And as well as incorporating the roos into their badge, the team is known today by its nickname Klokani, meaning kangaroos. Obviously. And at number 1, Wikipedia. Last but not least, it's good old Wikipedia. Have you donated this month? No, me neither. The online encyclopedia is everyone's favorite research tool when you're not too bothered about the veracity of the information at hand. But did you know their logo kinda hints at that fact? The missing puzzle pieces in the Wikipedia globe icon are supposed to signify the incomplete nature of both the site and mankind's knowledge in general. And I mean, that's fine and all, but surely it'd be more accurate if at least one of those other puzzle pieces were covered in racial slurs and fat-shaming comments after being edited at 15:03 p.m. by SkankHunt42. And that's our list. Are you disappointed the Pringles Mongolian murder thing wasn't true? Yeah, me too. Yeah. But lies can sometimes be fun. And it turns out our history books have been deceiving us this whole time too. As you'll find out when you watch our next video on 8 shocking discoveries which made us rethink history.